When your avoidant ex finally reaches out, it can feel like a plot twist you didn't see coming. Maybe you thought they had moved on without a second thought, or maybe you convinced yourself they'd never message again. And yet, here they are. After all that silence, after all that distance, suddenly popping up on your phone like nothing ever happened. It's confusing, frustrating, and maybe even a little tempting. But before you rush to reply, let's take a step back. Because the way you respond right now, it could change everything. You see, avoidants have a pattern. They pull away when things get too close, only to reappear when they feel safe again. It's not random, it's psychology. As attachment expert Dr. Amir Levine explains, avoidants crave connection just as much as anyone else, but their fear of dependence makes them push people away. And when the dust settles, when they start to feel the weight of solitude, that's when they reach out, hoping you'll be right there, waiting. But let's talk about you for a second. After everything you've been through, do you really want to fall back into the same cycle? The one where they disappear when things get real, only to reappear when they need reassurance. Albert Einstein famously said, "Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results." So if you want a different outcome this time, you need a different approach. And no, this isn't about playing mind games or trying to make them chase you. This is about power, the power to decide what's best for you, not just what keeps them comfortable. Instead of responding impulsively, you need to ask yourself, what do I actually want from this? Is this just a breadcrumb, or are they truly ready to show up differently? Now you might be wondering, what do I even say? How do you respond in a way that honors your growth, sets boundaries, and keeps you from slipping into old patterns? Don't worry, I've got you. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to reply in a way that keeps you in control. Whether you want closure, a real conversation, or nothing at all. And here's the real kicker. How you respond isn't just about them. It's about you proving to yourself that you've changed, that you're no longer the person who waits around for half-hearted efforts. The great Maya Angelou once said, "When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time." So, when your avoidant ex reaches out, don't just hear their words, watch their actions. This moment is your chance to rewrite the script. To stop waiting for someone who only comes back on their terms and start making choices that serve you. Because whether they mean it or not, whether they've changed or not, that's their journey. Yours is about stepping into your worth, one response at a time. So stay with me until the end, because what I'm about to share could be the turning point in how you handle not just this moment, but every relationship moving forward. Ace Wisdom presents What to Say When Your Avoidant Ex Finally Reaches Out. When your avoidant ex finally reaches out, the first step is to embrace the power of clarity in your communication. Avoidant individuals often struggle with emotional intimacy and vulnerability. As a result, their past behavior may have left you feeling confused and uncertain about your own feelings. However, clarity allows you to break free from this cycle of ambiguity and assert your own voice. You deserve to express your thoughts and feelings clearly, without the fear of how they might react. Clarity begins with self-reflection. Before responding, take a moment to understand your emotions and what you truly want from this interaction. Are you looking for closure, an opportunity to reconcile, or simply a chance to express your truth? Knowing your own intentions will help you communicate more effectively and ensure that your message isn't clouded by lingering feelings of hurt or confusion. When you approach the conversation with a clear understanding of your desires, you're less likely to fall back into old patterns of miscommunication and misunderstanding. Next, consider how you articulate your feelings. Avoid the temptation to use vague language or leave room for misinterpretation. Instead, be direct and honest about your emotions. For instance, if you feel hurt by their past actions, express that clearly. When you were avoidant in our relationship, it left me feeling undervalued and confused. By stating your feelings plainly, you take control of the narrative, moving away from passive communication to an assertive expression of your truth. Remember, clarity does not equate to harshness. It's about being genuine without resorting to blame or accusations. It's also essential to anticipate their reaction. Given their avoidant nature, they may respond defensively or try to downplay your feelings. By preparing yourself mentally for various responses, you can maintain your composure and ensure that the conversation remains productive. If they attempt to sidestep your concerns or revert to avoidance, gently steer the conversation back to your feelings. You might say something like, "I understand this might be difficult to discuss, but it's important for me to share how I felt during our relationship." This reinforces your commitment to clear communication while encouraging them to engage more openly. In addition, consider the environment in which you have this conversation. If possible, choose a neutral space where both of you feel comfortable. This can significantly impact how both parties communicate. A relaxed atmosphere encourages openness and makes it easier to share your thoughts honestly. Whether it's a quiet cafe or a peaceful park, the right setting can help create a conducive environment for clarity and understanding. Be prepared to listen. Clarity in communication is a two-way street. While it's vital to express your truth, it's equally important to allow them the space to share their perspective. However, keep in mind that their response might still reflect avoidant tendencies. Listen actively, but maintain your boundaries. You are there to communicate your feelings, not to compromise your own emotional well-being. If they express regret or desire to reconnect, assess whether that aligns with your own feelings and intentions. Clarity is a crucial element in navigating the complex dynamics of communication with an avoidant ex. By embracing self-reflection, articulating your feelings directly, anticipating their responses, and fostering a supportive environment for dialogue, you empower yourself to express your truth unapologetically. This clarity not only helps you reclaim your narrative, but also sets the foundation for healthier interactions, whether you choose to pursue reconciliation or simply seek closure. Remember, your voice matters, and expressing it clearly is an act of self-respect and strength. When an avoidant ex reaches out, one of the most important aspects to consider is the necessity of setting clear boundaries. In the context of relationships, boundaries act as guidelines that define how you wish to be treated and how much you are willing to invest emotionally. Establishing these boundaries is crucial, especially after experiencing a relationship with someone who may have struggled with intimacy and emotional connection. Setting boundaries begins with understanding your own needs and limits. Reflect on what you want from this interaction. Are you open to rekindling a friendship, or are you seeking closure? Perhaps you want to express your feelings without reopening old wounds. Whatever your goals may be, it's essential to be clear about what you will and will not tolerate moving forward. For instance, if you find that discussing past issues makes you uncomfortable, communicate that boundary explicitly. You could say, "I'm open to talking, but I'd prefer to focus on how we can move forward rather than dwelling on the past." Once you've established your boundaries, it's vital to communicate them directly. This doesn't have to be confrontational. Instead, aim for a calm and respectful tone. For example, if you're not ready for a deep emotional discussion, you might express this by saying, "I appreciate you reaching out, but I'm not in a place where I can discuss our past right now." By stating your boundaries clearly, you not only protect your emotional well-being, but also model healthy communication for them. Another critical aspect of setting boundaries is being prepared for pushback. Avoidant individuals may struggle with understanding or respecting boundaries, especially if they've grown accustomed to having their needs prioritized. They might respond defensively or attempt to persuade you to change your mind. In these situations, it's essential to stand firm. Remind yourself that your boundaries exist for a reason, to safeguard your emotional health. If they continue to press against your limits, calmly reiterate your position. For instance, "I hear you, but my feelings on this haven't changed, and I need you to respect that." It's also helpful to create a plan for how to handle boundary violations. If your ex crosses a line, such as bringing up sensitive topics you've asked to avoid, have a strategy in place. This might involve ending the conversation politely but firmly, or taking a step back from further interaction until they can respect your boundaries. For instance, you could say, "I can't continue this conversation if we're not going to respect the boundaries we've set." By being proactive about boundary violations, you reinforce the importance of mutual respect and make it clear that you will not tolerate behavior that undermines your emotional safety. Additionally, setting boundaries doesn't just protect you, it can also benefit your ex. By clearly defining the limits of your interaction, you provide them with a framework for understanding what is acceptable and what isn't. This can foster healthier communication patterns moving forward. They may not be accustomed to navigating relationships in this way, so your approach could serve as an opportunity for them to learn and grow. It might even encourage them to reflect on their own behavior and the impact it has had on you. Setting boundaries when your avoidant ex reaches out is vital for ensuring that any interaction remains healthy and respectful. By understanding your own needs, communicating your limits clearly, standing firm in the face of pushback, and preparing for boundary violations, you create a safe space for yourself. This proactive approach empowers you to take control of the situation, reminding both yourself and your ex that you prioritize your emotional well-being. Remember, boundaries are not walls. They're essential tools for building a more balanced and respectful relationship, whether it's one that involves moving on or potentially reconnecting in a healthier way. When your avoidant ex reaches out, embracing your truth becomes a transformative aspect of the interaction. Your truth is not just about expressing your feelings. It's about acknowledging your experiences, desires, and boundaries without fear or hesitation. In the past, you may have felt compelled to minimize your feelings or second-guess your needs, particularly in the face of your ex's avoidance. However, now is the time to reclaim your voice and assert your truth unapologetically. Embracing your truth starts with self-acceptance. Take a moment to recognize that your feelings, whether they are anger, sadness, or even hope, are valid. It's essential to honor your experiences and understand that they shaped your perspective. You might have been hurt by your ex's avoidant behavior, and it's perfectly natural to feel a mix of emotions when they reach out. Acknowledge these feelings instead of pushing them aside. By allowing yourself to sit with your emotions, you cultivate a stronger foundation for the truth you will share. Once you've accepted your feelings, it's important to articulate your truth clearly and confidently. When your ex reaches out, think about how you can express what you've learned from your past experiences together. For example, you might say, "I've realized that I need open communication in any relationship, and I didn't feel that from you before." This kind of statement not only asserts your feelings, but also highlights your personal growth. By articulating your needs and desires in this way, you demonstrate that you're no longer willing to accept less than you deserve. Moreover, embracing your truth means moving away from the desire for validation. In the past, you may have sought your ex's approval or attempted to change their behavior to accommodate their needs. However, it's crucial to shift your focus to what you want, rather than seeking affirmation from them. This can be liberating. It allows you to step into your power and communicate from a place of self-assurance. When you let go of the need for their approval, you free yourself from the emotional entanglements that may have previously held you back. It's also important to express your truth with compassion. While you should be honest about your feelings, consider the way you communicate them. You might say, "I understand that you have your own struggles, but I need to be honest about how I felt in our relationship." This approach acknowledges their perspective while firmly stating your own. It encourages a healthier dialogue and invites them to engage without feeling attacked. By combining honesty with compassion, you create a space for more constructive conversation, even if your ex is still working through their own issues. In addition, be prepared for the possibility that your truth may challenge your ex. When you speak up about your needs and boundaries, it can cause discomfort, especially for someone who tends to avoid emotional discussions. They may react defensively or attempt to deflect the conversation. In these moments, remember that your truth is yours to own, and it's not your responsibility to manage their discomfort. If they push back, gently reaffirm your position. For instance, you could say, "I understand that this may be difficult to hear, but I can't compromise my needs any longer." Standing firm in your truth reinforces its importance and underscores your growth. Lastly, embracing your truth can lead to personal empowerment and growth, regardless of how your ex responds. Speaking your truth opens up opportunities for self-discovery and strengthens your resolve to prioritize your own emotional well-being. Whether your ex acknowledges your feelings or retreats back into avoidance, you have taken a significant step towards reclaiming your power. Each time you assert your truth, you build resilience and confidence, equipping yourself for future interactions and relationships. Embracing your truth when your avoidant ex reaches out is a powerful act of self-affirmation. By recognizing your feelings, articulating your needs, letting go of the need for validation, communicating with compassion, and standing firm in your truth, you empower yourself in the face of uncertainty. This process not only helps you navigate the complexities of your past relationship, but also paves the way for healthier interactions in the future. Remember, your truth is your strength, and by embracing it, you take a decisive step toward healing and personal growth. After your avoidant ex reaches out, it's essential to prioritize self-care and healing. Engaging with someone who has previously caused you emotional distress can stir up a whirlwind of feelings, from nostalgia and longing to confusion and anxiety. In such moments, Grounding yourself in self-care becomes crucial for maintaining your emotional well-being and fostering resilience. Self-care begins with recognizing and acknowledging your feelings as they arise. It's natural to experience a range of emotions when your ex reaches out, and allowing yourself to feel these emotions is an important part of the healing process. Instead of pushing these feelings aside or attempting to mask them, create space to explore and process them. Journaling can be a helpful tool for this, as it allows you to articulate your thoughts and emotions on paper, providing clarity and insight. Writing down your feelings can also help you identify patterns in your emotional responses and clarify your intentions moving forward. Alongside journaling, practice mindfulness techniques to stay present and centered. Mindfulness can take many forms, such as meditation, deep breathing exercises, or even simple awareness of your surroundings. By engaging in mindfulness, you cultivate a sense of calm and stability that can help you navigate the emotional turbulence that often accompanies interactions with an avoidant ex. This practice encourages you to detach from overwhelming thoughts and feelings, allowing you to respond to situations with greater clarity and composure. It's also essential to surround yourself with a supportive network during this time. Reach out to friends or family members who understand your journey and can provide encouragement and perspective. Sharing your experiences with others can help alleviate feelings of isolation and remind you that you are not alone in navigating the complexities of relationships. You might consider joining support groups or online communities where others have faced similar challenges. Hearing their stories and insights can offer valuable lessons and reinforce your own healing process. In addition to seeking support from others, prioritizing your physical well-being plays a significant role in self-care. Engage in activities that promote your overall health, such as regular exercise, balanced nutrition, and adequate sleep. Physical activity can be particularly beneficial, as it releases endorphins that help boost your mood and reduce stress. Whether it's a brisk walk, a yoga class, or an outdoor adventure, find activities that you enjoy and that help you connect with your body. By nurturing your physical health, you create a strong foundation for emotional resilience. Furthermore, establish personal boundaries that prioritize your well-being. If interacting with your ex becomes overwhelming or triggers negative emotions, give yourself permission to step back. You don't have to engage in every conversation or respond immediately. Take the time you need to process your feelings and assess whether continuing the dialogue aligns with your emotional needs. It's okay to put yourself first. Prioritizing your well-being is not selfish, but rather an act of self-respect. Lastly, reflect on the lessons learned from your past relationship and this interaction. Each experience, no matter how challenging, offers opportunities for growth and self-discovery. Consider what you've learned about your own needs, boundaries, and desires. Acknowledge the progress you've made in understanding your worth and what you want in future relationships. This reflective practice not only reinforces your commitment to self-care, but also prepares you for healthier interactions moving forward. Prioritizing self-care and healing after your avoidant ex reaches out is essential for maintaining emotional well-being and fostering resilience. By recognizing and processing your feelings, practicing mindfulness, seeking support, nurturing your physical health, establishing personal boundaries, and reflecting on your growth, you create a strong foundation for your journey ahead. Remember, healing is a process, and it's okay to take the time you need to care for yourself. Embracing self-care empowers you to move forward with confidence and clarity, ultimately leading to a more fulfilling and balanced life. When your avoidant ex reaches out, it can serve as a pivotal moment for personal growth and transformation. While it may bring up old emotions and unresolved issues, it also presents an opportunity to reflect on your past experiences and envision a future that aligns with your values and desires. Understanding the potential for growth during this time can empower you to approach the situation with a sense of purpose and intention. Firstly, consider this interaction as a chance to evaluate your own emotional journey. Reflect on the lessons learned from your past relationship. What did you discover about your needs, boundaries, and patterns in relationships? This introspection can provide valuable insights that inform your future interactions, helping you to navigate them more consciously. It's an opportunity to recognize the growth you've experienced since the end of your relationship and to appreciate how far you've come. Moreover, this moment can also act as a catalyst for setting new standards in your life. As you embrace your truth and communicate your feelings, think about what you want moving forward. If you decide to engage with your ex, make it clear that you are no longer willing to accept behavior that doesn't align with your expectations. For instance, you might say, "I value open communication and emotional honesty, and I expect the same in any relationship I pursue." This declaration sets a precedent for how you wish to be treated and demonstrates your commitment to prioritizing your emotional health. Additionally, consider the possibility of healing old wounds through this interaction. While the past may have been fraught with difficulties, this could be a moment to express your feelings, whether it's offering forgiveness or seeking closure. Sharing your emotions can facilitate understanding and pave the way for emotional healing. However, it's essential to approach this with realistic expectations. Healing doesn't necessarily mean reconciliation. It's about finding peace within yourself and allowing the past to inform your future without holding you back. As you contemplate the potential for growth, remember that this interaction does not define your future. Whether your ex is receptive or dismissive, their response is not a reflection of your worth. Instead, focus on how this experience contributes to your journey of self-discovery and empowerment. Each interaction provides an opportunity to reinforce your boundaries and assert your needs, enabling you to cultivate healthier relationships moving forward. Furthermore, if you choose not to pursue a deeper connection with your ex, use this moment as an affirmation of your strength and independence. The decision to walk away can be just as empowering as the decision to engage. It signifies that you are ready to create a life that aligns with your values and desires, free from the constraints of past relationships. Trust that every choice you make propels you closer to the life you envision for yourself. Lastly, embrace the idea that growth is a continuous journey. Life is a series of experiences that shape who you are, and every interaction offers lessons that contribute to your personal development. As you navigate this situation with your ex, remind yourself that growth doesn't happen overnight. Be patient with yourself as you process your emotions and embrace the changes within you. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small, and remain open to new possibilities that arise from this experience. The potential for growth and moving forward after your avoidant ex reaches out is significant. By reflecting on your journey, setting new standards, healing old wounds, focusing on your worth, affirming your independence, and embracing the continuous nature of growth, You empower yourself to create a future that aligns with your true self. Remember, this interaction is not just about the past. It's a stepping stone toward a brighter and more fulfilling future. As you navigate the complexities of your avoidant ex reaching out, it's crucial to recognize the importance of knowing when to walk away. While it can be tempting to engage and explore the possibility of rekindling a connection, you must weigh the emotional costs against the potential benefits. Walking away doesn't signify defeat. Rather, it's an empowered decision to prioritize your well-being and emotional health. Understanding when to walk away begins with self-awareness. As you engage with your ex, pay attention to how their behavior makes you feel. If you find yourself experiencing more anxiety, confusion, or hurt than joy and clarity, it may be time to reconsider your involvement. Reflect on your emotional responses and ask yourself whether this interaction is contributing positively to your life or reinforcing negative patterns. For instance, if you notice that their avoidant tendencies resurface, causing you to feel undervalued or neglected, this is a sign that it may be time to step back. In addition, assess whether your ex is genuinely willing to change or if they are reverting to old habits. Avoidant individuals often struggle with vulnerability and emotional intimacy, and while they may express a desire to reconnect, their actions will ultimately reveal their true intentions. If you notice a lack of effort on their part to address past issues or engage in meaningful communication, it might be a red flag. Trust your instincts. If their behavior suggests they are not willing to grow or invest in a healthier dynamic, you have every right to walk away. It's also important to establish your non-negotiables. What are the core values and boundaries that you refuse to compromise? Identify the behaviors that are unacceptable to you and stick to these principles. For example, if you value open communication and your ex continues to communicate in a way that feels dismissive or evasive, this is a clear indication that you should consider walking away. By establishing these non-negotiables, you empower yourself to make decisions that align with your values and emotional needs. Furthermore, walking away can be an act of self-love and self-respect. Recognize that you deserve a relationship that nurtures and supports your emotional well-being. If engaging with your ex leaves you feeling drained, unsupported, or invalidated, it's essential to prioritize your mental health and seek relationships that fulfill you. Remember, walking away from a situation that no longer serves you is not an admission of failure. It's a courageous choice that demonstrates your commitment to your own happiness. Another key aspect of knowing when to walk away is understanding the difference between hope and reality. It's common to cling to the hope that things will improve or that your ex will change for the better. However, basing your decisions on hope rather than reality can lead to disappointment and further emotional turmoil. If you find yourself waiting for a change that may never come, it's essential to reassess the situation. Embrace the reality of your current relationship dynamics and make choices based on that understanding. Finally, give yourself permission to take a break from the situation. Sometimes stepping back from the interaction can provide clarity. Take time to reflect on your feelings and assess whether reconnecting aligns with your long-term goals. Distance allows you to gain perspective and evaluate the situation without the emotional turbulence that can cloud your judgment. During this time, focus on self-care and nurturing your own emotional health. Knowing when to walk away from an avoidant ex is a vital aspect of reclaiming your emotional well-being. By cultivating self-awareness, assessing their willingness to change, establishing non-negotiables, prioritizing self-love, differentiating between hope and reality, and allowing yourself the space to reflect, you empower yourself to make decisions that align with your values and needs. Remember, walking away is not a sign of weakness. It's an affirmation of your strength and a commitment to your own happiness and emotional health. After navigating the complexities of an interaction with your avoidant ex, moving forward with confidence is essential for your emotional growth and well-being. Whether you chose to engage, express your truth, or walk away, each decision contributes to your journey of self-discovery and empowerment. Embracing confidence as you move forward will not only enhance your self-esteem, but also prepare you for healthier relationships in the future. The first step to moving forward with confidence is to acknowledge the progress you've made. Reflect on how far you've come since the end of your relationship. Recognize the personal growth you've experienced in understanding your needs, setting boundaries, and embracing your truth. Each interaction serves as a lesson, and acknowledging these lessons can help reinforce your self-worth. Celebrate the fact that you're no longer the person who feels helpless in the face of emotional unavailability. You are now someone who knows their value and is willing to stand up for it. As you move forward, cultivate a mindset of resilience. Embrace the understanding that setbacks and challenges are a natural part of life. No matter the outcome of your interaction with your ex, you have the strength to learn from the experience and emerge stronger. Resilience allows you to bounce back from difficulties and continue to pursue your goals and desires. Remind yourself that your worth is not defined by past relationships, but rather by how you choose to respond to life's challenges. Moreover, it's important to focus on your future rather than dwelling on the past. Let go of any lingering feelings of regret or sadness associated with your previous relationship. Instead, channel your energy into envisioning the life you want to create for yourself. What are your goals? What kind of relationships do you want to cultivate? By shifting your focus toward the future, you empower yourself to take actionable steps toward achieving your aspirations. This forward momentum can instill a sense of purpose and direction in your life. Additionally, surround yourself with positive influences as you embark on this journey of confidence. Engage with friends, family, and communities that uplift and inspire you. Seek out people who encourage your growth and support your efforts to build a fulfilling life. Positive relationships can provide a sense of belonging and reassurance as you navigate new experiences. Moreover, consider participating in activities that boost your confidence, whether it's pursuing a new hobby, taking a class, or volunteering. Engaging in activities that challenge you can foster personal growth and reinforce your sense of capability. As you move forward, practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself and acknowledge that it's okay to experience a mix of emotions during this transitional phase. Healing and personal growth take time, and it's important to grant yourself the grace to navigate this journey at your own pace. When you encounter self-doubt or negativity, counter those thoughts with affirmations of your strength and resilience. Remind yourself of the progress you've made and the lessons you've learned. Finally, be open to new opportunities and relationships. Moving forward with confidence means embracing the possibilities that lie ahead. As you build a stronger sense of self, you'll find that you attract healthier relationships that align with your values and needs. Approach new connections with an open heart and a clear understanding of what you want. Trust that the experiences you've had have prepared you for a brighter future. Moving forward with confidence after navigating an interaction with your avoidant ex is a crucial step in your journey of self-discovery and empowerment. By acknowledging your progress, cultivating resilience, focusing on the future, surrounding yourself with positive influences, practicing self-compassion, and embracing new opportunities, you empower yourself to create a fulfilling and balanced life. Remember, confidence is not about having all the answers. It's about trusting yourself and your ability to navigate whatever comes your way. Embrace this journey with an open heart and a determined spirit, knowing that you have the strength to create the life you desire.